Hello and welcome to a World of Warships replay. My name is HellOnGaming and today I have a Tier 9 ranked domination battle on the Tears of the Desert map. This here is the German Tier 9 premium dockyard supercruiser, the Admiral Schröder. It was available in the Winter 2022 dockyard after completing all 30 stages. It's armed with 8 305mm guns in twin turrets. It has a secondary armament of 128 and 150mm guns with a 10km range after you build for it. It has a stealth of 10.2 kilometers and a speed of 34 knots with a speed flag. It also comes with a 15% speed boost consumable, a repair party, and the German 6km hydro that lasts just about forever. So all of the battleships are heading toward the A cap behind the Benham, meanwhile the Ugamo and myself are heading towards the C cap. Now once the capture is complete on C, I plan to turn back toward the middle of the map, and that way I can provide fire support to A if I get in that position, or I can also guard the channel between B and C. My highest goal here is to not get separated from the rest of the team, especially the heavy hitters, the firepower of the battleships, by getting on the opposite side of the long island chain from B to C. I'd rather be in a location where I can be supported and also offer support to our team, concentrate our firepower, and deal with anyone who comes the far way around when they get there. I think they'll get there late if they even try it. Now, I like how the Admiral Schröder looks just from the design of the ship, the nose, the guns, the superstructure. It all looks like it comes together pretty well, but this permanent camo that came with it from the dockyard, it's not too busy, it's got a good color palette and nice designs, it's interesting to look at, and it doesn't have so much decoration on it to look ugly, for lack of a better term. Seeing this Monarch, I decided to break my stealth and take a shot at him. I hit him for about 8,500 damage, and at the same time I turned in and slowed down my ship, allowing me to dodge most of the return fire from the Aegir and the Champaign. The one shot that hit me bounced harmlessly off my nose. I regained stealth shortly thereafter.
Maschinenboost aktiviert.
Unfortunately, as I was turning out, the Benham spotted me. If the Aegir had just waited a second longer, he would have been able to get an aimed shot on my broadside, which would have possibly done a lot more damage than he did. I got off pretty easy, all things considered. But with that Benham in the middle of the map, I knew I did not want to be against that island anymore, so instead of just re-angling to get to the island, I completely pulled out and put myself into a kiting position. So I'm just going to keep shooting at the Monarch over here until I see that the Benham got surface detected by our Prince Ruprecht, who's pushing into the middle. He has to set a smokescreen just to survive that encounter and disengage. And so this will allow me to actually go undetected, something I hadn't really been practically able to do earlier. I'm going to turn back toward them, heading southward turn toward the middle of the map again to help maintain secure control of it, and also support the Prince Ruprecht if he decides to push in that direction. Ruprecht is going to actually push back toward the A cap, which is probably an okay idea for him to do, but I'm not going to see that, so I'm pushing into that smokescreen thinking I'm going to go ahead and hydro the Benham and things are going to be super good, and they are, but I'm just going to do it without the help of the Ruprecht. Keeping the stealth right now until that Champaign gets within surface detection range of me. Got to keep the stealth for as long as possible in order to get the maximum value out of this encounter. Since the Champaign's detected me, I'll be shooting at him until a better target shows up. Right now I'm still aiming for the Venom, so I've got HE loaded instead of AP, which could do some better damage in certain scenarios. So Aegir showed up in the smoke screen, or behind the smoke screen, see, and I got my secondary battery aiming at him, and some of my main battery as well. And I see the torpedoes coming in from the, is that the Venom torpedoes? Spread of 4. That was torpedoes from the Aegir, actually. Now the Venom spotted again. I can get some shots on him. Got a 3,500 salvo on him. The secondary's on there. Keep shooting a little bit. I'm gonna miss most of my shots after that first one. And my only goal now is just to ram the Aegir and take him out with me, since I'm a little overcommitted here and I'm pretty well alone from any capital ships. Thankfully, here we go, we got the Champaign taking some torpedoes from our Venom. That's 3 torpedoes right into his stern. Unfortunately, I missed the ram on the Aegir, but I also, since I got that close to him, was able to absorb his torpedoes without alarming. Very, very lucky move. I didn't even see those torpedoes until I started looking at the replay. Secondaries get a final killing shot off on the Champaign. Very nice to see. I'm going to keep shooting at this Aegir, trade shots with them. And we're going to have our final salvos traded with each other here in a moment. And the Aegir is going to kill me with a shot from those main battery guns. Thankfully, my last shot here, almost this one right here. So he kills me, but that last shot in the air takes the Aegir out, gets a flesh wound award, and now it's just spectating. So I'm going to watch the Pommern here. He takes out our Prince Ruprecht and the Brandenburg, which I keep trying to call him Mecklenburg, all these German ship names. The Brandenburg here, our allied Brandenburg, is going to keep fighting with him, and we'll take him out. Yeah, there you see, he's got no health. He's dead. Anyway, the rest of the match is basically highlights from here on out, so enjoy!